This is Dolany TV, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. Welcome to you on the first official Battle of Alberta for the year 24-25 as the Edmonton Oilers on a 6 p.m. Thanksgiving weekend date with the Calgary Flames look for their still first win of the NHL season. It's been a brutal start so far, and obviously that's left a lot of fans scratching their head, but we'll go talk about old reliable here in a minute. I want to also discuss Ryan Nugent-Hopkins and some other situations pertaining to tonight's Calgary game that I'm sure won't hold up by the end of the season. So if you're new to the channel, just tuning in on the replay or just tuning in now here on the live stream, definitely make sure consider hitting that subscribe button. You want to hear what those post game thoughts are going to be if we win, or especially if we lose. It's going to be incredible to see the Oilers hopefully light up the Calgary Flames 9-1 tonight. That's again, you gotta get out of that negative goal differential somehow, and piling it on against Calgary would be one way to do it for sure. But the Oilers got to get some goaltending, and they got to stop fighting themselves on that front. And that is where we take the aim this morning. If you check any Oilers social media, anything officially from the Oilers that has replies from fans on it, you would see loud and proud Oilers fans are once again for another year in a row, taking aim at Dustin Schwartz, who is still around. I mean, Dustin Schwartz is the only guy that has yet to be fired, so it seems. I know there's some other guys still in the organization, but Dustin Schwartz, a guy who handles a pretty key position at the NHL level. Let's say, as the goaltender coach, you handle a pretty key position. Has once again seen his two goalies for the Oilers start the season with a sub 750 save percentage on the year. It's crazy to think, but the Oilers are currently operating, by my math, I did it quickly. I mean, Sportsnet's stats could be out a little bit, but a 725 save percentage through two games between both Picard and, of course, Stuart Skinner. So, a brutal start to the year, a brutal, obviously, brutal just all around offensive showing, defensive showing. The Oilers are 32nd, sorry, I was going to say something else. 32nd in goals per game to begin this season at 1.0, and they are 31st, that's what I was going to say, in goals against per game through two games at 5.5. Now, ahead of tonight's matchup, obviously, I do want to take a look back to last night. There was a lot of negativity in the post game. There was a lot of I don't really like what's going on here. But I forgot to mention, and that's not fair of me at all. So I got to correct that right now. That Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, our man that we've kept for life here in Edmonton, after drafting him first overall, he has scored his 700th point as of last night. Is a big milestone for him, and unfortunately the team couldn't pull through and put forward a better effort for him. But glad to see for Nugent Hopkins, he gets the win. Gets the win in that sense. Scores his 700th point, gets it out of the way early in this season. But yeah, tough go right there for Nugent Hopkins not getting the win in point number 700 as well. And then I want to look forward to the Battle of Alberta a little bit here, but again, just to keep touching on Dustin Schwartz, friends, I don't know where the current actual feeling is, right? I think it's very easy for people on social media to lash out at the easiest thing they can grasp at. But again, if Dustin Schwartz at this point here in 2024 is the easiest thing he can lash out at as to why the Oilers are bad, I don't know why we haven't made a change there, and I don't know why the Oilers refuse to make a change in the goaltending coach department. Again, if you look up any historical stats for the Oilers' best goaltender was old man Mike Smith over the past, whatever, 10 years it seems. So that's where I would say it's very tough in the sense of you got to get some new direction in there. You got to get a new voice in there. You got to get something figured out because every year, year in, year out, the NHL goaltenders for the Oilers come unprepared for the regular season. They come unready or unable to keep the team afloat if the team starts slow. Yes, defense is a problem, but again, at some point, as we say in the playoffs, you just got to get a big stop from your goaltender. And realistically, the Oilers, yeah, they'll get one a game, but you watch the guys on the other side, they're getting four, five, six a period because of how good our offense is. So it's just crazy to me to think that the Oilers just haven't figured out that maybe Dustin Schwartz, he's a good guy, not a bad guy at all, right? He's a decent human being, whatever the case might be. Nothing against him personally. It's just maybe he's not the guy that's going to help you win a Stanley Cup by coaching your goalies. That's where I would say that. I mean, again, yeah, sure, we just got one goal away from the Stanley Cup with Dustin Schwartz as the goaltending coach, but I think the Oilers might need to take some direction from the opening night ceremonies and look at the situation we saw where there were a million cheers for every player, every coach, and everybody that was announced during the Oilers home opener except Dustin Schwartz, which was traditionally not something you see at a home opener, but it was a course of booze. I can't even talk this morning, my apologies. A course of booze for Dustin Schwartz, and that's unusual for the Oilers fans. I mean, we're good people. We'll show up and cheer for you even if we don't like you most times. But that's a clear statement. And then an even clearer statement is the Oilers goaltenders once again show up to the season unprepared, behind the eight ball, and unable to stop NHL level shots right out of the gates. So tough situation. All right, let's move on. I'm tired of talking about it. Let's get to the Battle of Alberta tonight, 6 p.m. puck drop Mountain Time. Friends in Alberta, get ready to eat during turkey time because, yes, indeed, it will be a 6 p.m. puck drop. The Flames visiting the Oilers up in Edmonton at Rogers Place. It kills me not to be there tonight, but again, a guy's got to got to save some money somewhere, and not spending $1,000+ on tickets to go watch the Battle of Alberta is how I'm going to do it this month. But yeah, very very simple for the Oilers at this point. Is you just got to light up Calgary. You just got to go out there, run show, and I mean punish them. And unfortunately, I know they're not going to punish them physically, so you got to punish them on the scoreboard. That's all it comes down to. Just run it up. Like I said, 9-1, 8-1, 10-1, whatever the case might be. You need to get right game. The Calgary Flames are the number one team or one of the number one teams in the NHL. And quite honestly, here it's the Oilers are the worst, right? The Oilers have through two games an 0-2 record and a -9 goal differential. So you're going to tell me there's a worse team in the NHL? Sure, there might be, but the Oilers are right there, tied with them at current. So for the Flames, I'm hoping that maybe that fall back to earth happens right here, right now against a team like the Oilers, hungry, hopefully. I mean, we've been saying that at the start of the year, too. Hungry to come out and absolutely dummy a team that might be on the weaker end of the scale this season. And I mean, I still have Calgary as a playoff team. Quite honestly, if you're asking me, nobody's really asked me, but if you're asking me, I've got Calgary as a playoff team this year simply because I just think you're seeing what Jonathan Huberdeau was doing at the start of the year. You're seeing what Connor Zary was capable of in the preseason and to start the year. I have 100% think Calgary is going to roll into the playoffs as a number 8 seed in the West. Like, I'm not saying a number 1 team in the Pacific, but they're going to roll in and create a little noise here for their fans down in southern half where I'm hanging out. But yeah, the Oilers just need to get a job done, and maybe tonight, if things don't go well, it's another message sent for the Oilers management in terms of Dustin Schwartz, because I know the goalie coach changing him isn't going to change the world, but it'll change something, and that's about the only thing you can do after firing Jay Woodcroft last year, hiring a new GM this year, and obviously making all the changes you have had to do. So, friends, that's it. That's all. Looks like Kyle, unless you got any thoughts on how terrible the Oilers' goaltending has been to start the season.
They just need to start working as a team, is what they need.
That's a fair contribution to the video. All right, friends, that's it for Dollar TV here this morning on the pregame edition. Thanks for being aboard. I am up on. Oh, dear.